in the chat. Let me know that everybody can hear me good. If your volume's not up, turn your volume up. But listen, we've got some huge news, right? Since I was live streaming earlier, and I know I was live earlier, right? A lot of people, you're sick of me already today, but I spent a lot of time reading after the last live, and there's a lot of stuff we've got to talk about, guys, because I know pretty much every video you're watching right now on the 500 million shares no longer being up for vote. What's up, Evie? How you doing? Guys, in my opinion, it's a Trojan horse because what they're doing here is potentially, it could stop the squeeze, right? So if you were ever focused, you need to be focused right now. What's up, Manuel? What's going on, Matthew? Hamo, what's up, bro? Glad you guys are finally in here, finally hitting the chat. Nunya, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for the info, Juan. Absolutely, all the time. To 100,000. Guys, I hope so. But look, there's some pretty shady stuff going on here, and we're definitely going to be talking about it. Gordon, how you doing? It's going pretty good, EGU Justice. Hopefully it's going good with you too. CR, thank you for watching the information, I guess, right? Look, I just put a video out too. So if you watch this live stream, if you stick around for a minute, Trojan Horsed, yeah, man, we've got something to talk about here. If you watch this live and you want a video to share, there is a video that should have just dropped right now. And look, guys, I might seem a little harsh in the video, a little rash, but I don't think that what's going on here is justifiable and really should have been covered up in the way that it was. Nobody can kill your dreams. AMC to 100,000. Listen, I sure hope so. So we screw. Listen, potentially, Sharon, potentially, and we're gonna talk about it here in a second. Let a few more people come in so I don't have to repeat myself too often. This is huge good news for us. Maybe, Michael, maybe. Okay, and trust me, I say that from a place where I don't want to be saying maybe. V-Nex look good on me. Thank you. I do like V-Nex. You hope so. Listen, it's crazy, guys, because all of the headlines are 500 million new shares no longer up for vote. That's what I was wanting to see, right? I was wanting to see this so, we didn't have to worry about dilution and all of that stuff. But I believe we've got a much bigger problem with dilution now. What's up, bro? What's up, Black Heels? How you doing? Let's go. I'm almost home. Let's jump on together. Oh, Big Dog, you're here. I still got to look at your email, man. I did see that it came through, though. Came here for the truth. Good, Pon, because we're going to talk about what's going on. If you need a summary after this live stream, I just posted a video. It probably hit like 6 minutes ago. Yes, Evie, the 43 million shares, who they could be issued to, what price they could be issued at, who's allowed to get in, whether we're ever going to know about it, and all of that. Because you have to read through a lot of articles, and you have to dig deep in these prospectuses to see what they're really going to do with these 43 million shares, or what they're really allowing themselves to do. 2 lives in 1 day. Yes, Nick. Huge news for AMC, Nick. Huge news for AMC that everybody needs to know about, and not just... They should just issue... Yeah, Sharon, they should issue them at a high point if they're going to, but they don't have to, okay? Now, I may have been a little bit more concise in the video that I just posted. Yes, they always had those 40 million, but look, those 40 million shares, right? When the CEO goes on and says that they're going to list, they might not even need to issue those 43 million shares, and they try to cover it up with a big story that they're no longer going to be voting on 500 million shares. Now they're telling you, listen, I'll get it right out right now, 100 people in here, and then we can dive into the articles and see. I got 29% on my tablet here, and then the links are in the description if you want to read the whole thing yourself. But look, they can drop them on the market. They can sell them directly to hedge funds. Those shares, those 43 million shares, can be shorted. They can go at a price that's at market, or it can be a privately negotiated price only between them and the hedge funds. So they just threw it all out there on the table that said, no, those 43 million shares don't have to be issued to retail investors. It can be private deals to anybody who has an interest in AMC or anybody who needs shorts covered. And they flat out lay it out in their article here that they are more than happy to cover the short positions of anybody who has shorts outstanding. Now, it really bothers me when somebody will get on a platform like we saw and tell you they're going to be strategic about the way they've done it in the past. Yeah, he will lose investors, but look, at the end of the day, Evie, I want to believe that, right? 43 isn't enough, isn't enough. That is correct. There are currently 73 million shares being reported as short. But when you take the short interest from the 20-some% that's being reported down to what? Like, I don't know, maybe 8% short interest, that's not short squeeze potential, right? That alleviates so much risk that there will never be a margin call when there's only a 9% short interest on a stock, when they don't have to worry. And the part that gets me is that it can be issued, these shares can be issued at any privately negotiated price, strictly between them and the hedge funds. I'm sorry, I didn't read that last comment, because yes, they absolutely say that they could issue all 43 million shares at any price they want to those hedge funds. We can get in here. You guys can go highlight it in the, I linked the articles in the description below. You can go pull those up while you're listening, highlight the parts we're talking about, and see exactly what's going on here, because it's not in the main article that everybody's sharing. In the main article that you see, they say that, okay, the 43 million shares are going to be issued by Goldman Sachs and B. Riley and some other, sales agent, and the sales agents are going to get a 2.5% commission. Okay, great. They need a commission for selling these things. Yes, but we have to think here, guys. Who are the banks going to benefit? Are the banks going to go out and sell these shares to retail investors? Or are the banks going to benefit the hedge funds that are going to lose their money if they get margin called, right? Listen, I'm not saying this is an end-all, be-all. I'm not saying that I know who they're going to issue them to. I'm saying what they've allowed themselves to do here, and the fact that they're trying to cover it up with all of the news that says the 500 million shares are no longer on the table. Yes, it would be immediately financially beneficial if they issued them at market price to retail investors. It does not limit them through an at-the-market offering program. Absolutely not. And we can go through that down here where it actually allows them through their plan of distribution. It's in I believe it's in the second link. It's in the description. Then you can go to the table of contents and click on plan of distribution, but it's on page 15 if you want to look at that. But it lays out exactly who they can sell off to, how often they can sell off, whether it has to be incrementally or whether it has to be at a one. Absolutely, Blackjack. If the hedge funds get a hold of them, it dilutes the squeeze. Now, here's my problem with the whole thing. The banks are the sales agents, right? 43 million shares wouldn't hurt anything at all. Marissa, I'm very sorry, but 43 million shares would hurt the short squeeze. It would absolutely hurt the short squeeze. But here's the thing, guys. They've given themselves this opportunity, and you have to think beyond what people are telling you, right? Now, I know that it would be on the table, it would be beneficial to sell these shares at the highest price possible. But they're not thinking about on the table. They're not thinking about today's value and anything like that. There is a possible conflict of interest on all sides, right? But they also have to think, what's going on, Nick? Who's going to be lending them money in the future? When they need to go out and buy a new theater, or when they can't pay their rent, and they've got $450 million in deferred rent. It is over 50% of reported shares outstanding, or reported shorts outstanding. So yes, it's only 9% of the 450 million total shares right now, but it is a very large number of reported shorts. So here's what you need to think about, guys. Who's going to be benefiting who in the future? Is it going to be you and I holding shares of AMC, or when AMC needs to go to the bank for a loan, are they going to go to a defaulted bank that we broke during a short squeeze because the bank was loaning the hedge funds money? Absolutely not. If the bank's not there, they don't have future financing. So, it's very hard to say. And when they word things like at the best interest of AMC shareholders, or in the best interest of AMC Corporation, and all of that stuff, you can argue either way. What's in your best interest? Raising the most equity right now? Or is it, future financing, good relationships with the guys who are going to bail you out in the future? Is it, allowing, because at the end of the day, guys, Goldman Sachs, they've got money with these hedge funds. These hedge funds go broke. Goldman Sachs loses their money. Goldman Sachs has a huge interest in making sure that these hedge funds keep their interest and keep their money. You need to listen to Trade Trades for Pep Talk and listen to Clibo for the truth. Listen, guys, and I'm not trying to be no Debbie Downer or trying to make people scared or anything like that. Yes, that is true, Blackjack. They've had these shares since 2013, but they just gave the green light. They just gave the green light for the banks to sell them at any time that the banks deem in the best interest of AMC. Why would they sell them to those people? Because look, those people would be willing to buy 43 million shares at the drop of a hat if they needed to cover their short positions, okay? And they do this because they know that these institutions and the banks are going to keep them afloat in the future. Listen, at the end of the day, look, if you want a very brief summary, should we keep holding or sell? You can't comprehend. Stock Guru, this is my advice on that, okay? And here's it is. This is not saying that they're going to issue these shares right away. That's not what I'm saying here. That's definitely not what they're coming out and saying that they're doing, okay? So I'm not saying we need to worry, we need to sell off, we need to forget the short squeeze, anything like that, because it's still a possibility. It's still on the table. But if you want to hold, you need to know that at any time, these hedge funds could have 43 million shares covered without batting an eyelash, right? And they could have them covered at market price, or their bank buddies could bail them out with these shares at any price. If they know that they're going to come out and issue these new 43 million shares all at once, but they're going to put it on the market and it's going to drop the share price, guys, think about it the same way that you understand dark pools, right? If it's a privately negotiated price and they hit all 43 million at the same time, it's going to be for the benefit of the person buying those 43 million shares. That is true. It is a huge if. What about the synthetic? Listen, I don't like to get too much into synthetic shares because there are no numbers that you can go out and actually be reported and stuff like that. So I try to stick to the numbers that are actually be reported. Having these discussions, and these are the types of discussions that need to be had. Yes, they have had those shares since 2013, and they have never given the green light for these shares to be issued like they've given right now. Still no shower. No, it's been a very long day, and I've been reading a lot today. So, Michael, still no shower yet, but I will shower after this. How many funds? I don't know the exact number of how many funds currently have AMC shorted, but there are 73 million shares currently reported as being short. Look, Adam, listen, if you think for 1 second that Adam Aaron is on our side in this situation, Adam Aaron is on the side of AMC, the fundamental value of AMC, and the future of AMC. I don't think that Adam Aaron cares too much about a short squeeze. That's my opinion. That's my view on that. He stands much more to gain, and AMC stands much more to gain from cleaning up the balance sheet and going from there. No, yes, if we hold, we can still win. If we hold, we can still win because there are shares outstanding. There are shorts outstanding that will need to be covered no matter what. I'm saying instead of them needing to buy 73 million shares directly from us, the retail investors now they technically only need to buy 30 million shares from us they can go directly to AMC and buy those other 43 million shares at any price they can negotiate at any time they want. Exactly. I knew they were too. I knew they were going to gear these up and get them ready to sell, but I did not think that they would backdoor it in this way and allow them to be sold directly to hedge funds and try to cover it up by the fact that they're no longer taking the vote on 500 million shares. And look, that too, when you put it that way and say, oh, well, we know what's in the best interest of our shareholders right now, and they want a short squeeze and they don't want to go out and issue these 500 million new shares, we can revote at any time. Guys, they've done their homework. They know that it's not in favor of a yes vote. So scrap it for now. If retail investors get tired in the future, they can go ahead and revote at an emergency shareholder meeting or anything like that. So take everything as a two-faced coin, right? Not everything is as it seems. Do I think it's going to shoot up a lot tomorrow? No, I don't. I personally don't know if this news is going to make it shoot up. Big hedge funders only swap. So I don't know what you mean by that, but the big hedge funders are looking out for the big hedge funds. They're not looking out for you and me. Yeah, listen, Lewis, I would completely agree with that. I would say if Trey is willing to ask the CEO some questions that the CEO doesn't want to be asked and actually get an understanding of what's going on here, and I think that would be an excellent idea if there was, some sort of a discussion that took place on that subject. Because, guys, when you're saying and you're coming out that these 43 million new shares can be directly shorted or used however they want to cover short positions and stuff like that, it's a direct slap in the face to a couple weeks ago when we were told that retail investors are at the core of our concern, and you're the one that's going to need all of that. Let's table A discussion. He divided. And listen, I think that he was good at that. I don't know. Whoever said, are you conspiracy theorists? Listen, I don't know what you got going on with your conspiracies or what you're talking about with the Trojan horse, but I do believe that this could be setting us up for not failure, but for a hard time as holders. And if Wanda continues to sell off too, and they laid it out there, shareholders can sell off all that they want and all of that. No, you see, hands down closing, isn't it short squeeze in the best interest of AMC? A rising share price has nothing to do with the day-to-day operations of the company. A rising share price would only be beneficial if the company goes out and offers additional shares and raises extra equity. The squeeze doesn't impact market cap. Well, a rising share price would impact market cap, but it doesn't give any additional money to AMC or any additional funds to AMC unless AMC is going out and raising additional equity at that inflated share price. So essentially, a share price can go to absolutely 0.00001, has nothing to do with the company. It can go to $1 billion, has nothing to do with the company, unless they issue additional shares of equity. The ceiling, Scott, the ceiling could not be as high if, and this is a big if, guys. This is if they issue these shares to the hedge funds, to the shorts, and directly allow them to cover them, especially at prices lower than the market, like they're allowing themselves to do. That is my huge concern with this entire thing. You're mistaken. I listen, you can read it. I linked the description down there below. I can read here, or I can tell you, it can summarize what I've already been reading. Speculation is the game. Speculation is the game, but this makes it very difficult when they can go behind doors at any time they want and issue shares to directly cover shorts. We need to see it play out. We do. We need to see this thing play out. We need to see where these shares go, how quickly they enter the market, what price they enter the market at, and stuff like that, because it's just very difficult to me to see somebody say that they have the best interest of shareholders in mind, yet the best interest of shareholders is to trigger a short squeeze, but then they're setting themselves up to stop a short squeeze before it ever happens. 43 million shares are not going to cover all of the shorts, guys. But here's the thing that we need to understand, okay? All companies out there have short interest on them, right? AMC is a special scenario because the short interest is so high. I'm sorry, Evie, your comment disappeared before I could read it. It disappeared before I could read it. But listen, yes, 43 million shares will not cover all of the shorts outstanding. If you use reported numbers, it's 73 million. But if you cut shorts outstanding in more than half, let's say all 43 million are issued, and let's say they're issued at market price, okay? Then it drops to 33 million short shares or shorts outstanding, right? And that is not a short interest that any lender is going to be worried about. That's not a short interest that any bank is going to be worried about or any broker is going to be worried about. 30 million shares could be covered in less than a day. And if you want to trigger a short squeeze, you need to trigger a margin call. Yes, Evie, they could, and they could. Here's the thing. It's worded in a way, and yes, they could absolutely hold out and sell at a higher price. That is absolutely true. And that would essentially be in the best interest of the company. But, you know, going through this here, it gives all of the discretion to the banks to determine what is in the best interest of the company, what is best practice, and all of that. Why wouldn't they hold out? They wouldn't hold out because there's a lot of calculations that need to be done. There's a lot of logic that goes into it. You can use the links in the description below to get the information. There's a lot of logic that goes into it. And when they're doing all their calculations, they base it on fundamentals, okay? Because you can't base things on technicals when you're going out and issuing shares like that, because there's a detachment from what can be calculated and what can't be calculated. A short squeeze cannot be calculated. It is a very speculative trade with unlimited potential, and it's just supply and demand driven. Now, you can calculate the fundamental share of a company. And when you know a share is trading at any factor of fundamentals, you just throw out a 5x, right? When shares are trading at 5x fundamentals, that might be their line in the sand, and they say, well, now it's time to issue. So they work based on fundamentals, not on Debbie Downer. Blake, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. Trust me. I'm just trying to let people know it's not icing on the cake with this 500 million. What should we do? What should we do? Evie, that is an excellent question, okay? If there was ever a time to hold shares, we need to pay attention to the number of shorts outstanding that are still being reported. That is going to be a very big number. If we see that a lot of shorts are being covered, I don't want to say that it's over, because there are still shorts. They can't cover all the shorts with these shares. That's true. But if there was any time to hold, if there was any time at all to not sell shares, it would be now, because there's a bigger obligation to create that risk and a bigger obligation to cause these hedge funds not to be able to cover shorts, because it's not just retail investors anymore that can cover shorts. There's so many more shares on the table that can be privately administered directly to them. Someone say banana cake. I sure hope someone said banana cake, right? AMC's not. Listen, AMC could still squeeze above 250 if the volume stays low and people don't fold faster, okay? If we thought there was responsibility on retail investors' shoulders to do something, it just doubled, because the shares that we're in control of, the shorts that we can actually squeeze right now, doubled. Because I truly believe that they're going to do what's in the best interest of AMC, and what's in the best interest of AMC is allowing themselves future funding. If the banks don't have any money, they're not going to be able to go anywhere and get funding. And the banks have money in the hedge funds. The banks don't want to see the hedge funds fail, because the hedge funds lose money. I am forgetting a huge factor about FOMO. That is true. That is true. But we talked a lot about that earlier today, and the fact that, you know, the price could shoot up directly on FOMO. AMC, if they sell direct, they probably should be worried about something like that. I would never condone any such behavior, but they should be. I know for a fact I'm already upset just on the possibility of it happening. So if it comes out that that's exactly what they did and they screwed retail investors over in the way that they're allowing themselves to do, I know a lot of people would be very upset along the way. I know that for a fact. Bank's money is our money. The bank's money is our money, but the banks don't want their money to be our money. And they're going to do everything they can to keep that from happening. They're not, I mean, guys, they're not just going to roll over and allow this to happen. To go rest, shower. I do need to rest. Look, I wanted to come on here. I posted the video, but I wanted to come on here, guys, because I needed to talk to you. I needed to share what we're reading here, what's going on. And it was something that guys, I'm going to sit here and writhing about myself. That's not good, right? I needed to talk to somebody about it. It cannot sell direct. Mirco, they could absolutely sell direct. It's in the prospectus, man. You can go down in the description and read it. They can absolutely sell direct. We might have one moderator in here. I'm not sure if he's still in here or not, but I saw one earlier. This was dope. Me too. Day raid. I'm not exactly sure. Man, I didn't even see what he was saying. Guys, the chat's scrolling by so fast, I don't even know what some people are saying sometimes. So listen, if somebody's saying something that's not very nice, don't worry too much about it. You got a death. If you listen, thank you much for the super chat. But look, if this guy said it perfectly, if there's ever a time to put that death grip on it, if there's ever a time to hold, you absolutely need to have those close that grip and don't let those diamonds move, right? Because this is a big deal. Okay, this is a big deal. I'm not good, Odyssey. I'm glad you're nice. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Yeah, the gorilla paying that grip. Yeah, guys, if there's been ever a time to hold and not let them get away with potentially what they're trying to do here, that time is now. Yeah, absolutely. I know they're just, Evie, tweet him if they're looking to, because, I saw the tweet earlier. They're looking, best interest. We know that shareholders don't want to issue the 500 million new shares, but we're going to backdoor you and sell them directly to the hedge funds, or at least give ourselves the opportunity to sell them directly to the hedge funds. That is not what the shareholders want, right? When you're talking about the best interest of a company versus the best interest of the shareholders are not investing in the fundamental value of AMC right now. And what this is potentially doing is destroying what the shareholders are investing in. How can you not tell if I'm long or short? I don't understand how you can not tell if I'm long or short. That doesn't make any sense. Should you set a sell limit? Newfall, listen, if you set a sell limit, I would set a sell limit high, man, because I want to reach a high price. I want to reach a much higher price than we're seeing now. / boo boo walla walla, yeah. Guys, I don't know. I'm seeing this stuff here. I'm seeing how they want to give themselves the opportunity to bail these institutions out, and I completely do not agree with that. No, I did not say this is definitely what their plan is. I'm saying they're giving themselves the opportunity to do it. Nobody knows what their plan is, right? But you also can't be naive, okay? You also can't think that, well, AMC is going to let this squeeze. AMC has to work logically. The banks have to work logically and in the best interest of the banks, okay? You get your whole family. And listen, guys, when your whole family's holding AMC like that, you can't let stuff go on behind the scenes like this to bail out hedge funds. You can't. My whole premise in investing in AMC is for a short squeeze, right? And in order to see a short squeeze, in order to see a margin call, which margin calls do not happen often when you're talking about hedge fund sized accounts, okay? They do not happen often. Very few things can trigger a margin call, and the amount of risk that has to be associated with triggering a margin call is extravagant, okay? And this lessens the risk in such a great way that it is very difficult to see. I don't like that. I don't like lessening the risk. They seem to be happening a lot as of late because they're getting so much attention, right? Suppose the COVID in our favor. Wanda's reducing ownership. If Wanda's selling off, if AMC is issuing new shares, I don't think that the short interest, I don't think hedge funds are worried at all. So I don't know if they're going to be going out and covering shorts at the current price, right? So they may sit on these shares and they may do that. Great. Shares stay at that level. But what I don't want to see happen on any account is a squeeze start, and then the banks want their money to be safe, so the banks sell the shares directly to the shorts, or the banks allow these 43 million to be directly shorted. That is not what I want to see happen. And knowing what the shareholders want, it is very hard to read through this, allowing those scenarios to take place. Your new house is out of the question? No, your new house is not out of the question. Absolutely not. But you need to know that we need to hold like we've never been holding before. Spencer, guys, I thought I put my email in the About page on YouTube, but it's claybro883@gmail. So if you want to send me an email or whatever, I looked through those. But I thought it was in the About page, but apparently it's not because a couple people have said that earlier today. Cancel? No, Lewis, don't listen, guys. This is not an opportunity for me to come on here and say cancel your hopes, cancel your aspirations, anything like that. That is absolutely not the point of this video. The point of this video is to raise focus, right? Raise awareness and allow you to know that don't get comfortable, because all the headlines out there, everything that you're going to be seeing on these videos, all of that is going to say that the 500 million new shares is no longer on the table. They don't have to worry about dilution in 2021, any of that, okay? So it's just an awareness to raise your focus and be vigilant on this trade, okay? We might have to squeeze AMC. Listen, out of existence if he screws this. I don't want to see it happen. I'm scared that it might, but I don't want to see that happen. Newfo, that's all I'm trying to do here is, allow people to potentially see a different perspective on what could happen. Now, I know that AMC wants to do what's right, but what's right for AMC is going to be, a clean slate on their balance sheet. It's going to be selling shares at a predetermined multiple of their fundamentals. It's stuff that they can actually calculate. It's not a YOLO movement or something that can make them the biggest company on the planet. That is not where their focus is. Their focus is on what's going to keep AMC around for the long run. Hyper, if they both addressed it, good. I don't know in which way they did address it. I've never watched any of his videos. I've never watched God Pill's videos. Sorry. Best case scenario. Best case scenario is absolutely nothing changes. Absolutely nothing changes. Best case scenario is that they issue these shares slowly, incrementally to retail investors, not to cover short positions, and the short squeeze, the short interest stays intact, and everything stays according to plan. You just have to feed AMC some equity along the way. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is they go ahead and issue, 43 million shares at any price they want, much below market price. That would be worst case scenario. Catch your squeeze if you got to go to the truck stop a lot to get. Nice. I don't know. Scream a little like Gatsby. I don't know what's going on there with that. But yeah, Taylor boy, hedge funds need to be put in check. They can't be continuously bailed out like this when they make risky decisions because they have so much money on the table. And because, people with money, when people with money have money to lose, they find a way. They make a way not to lose it. And if you think that these banks are just going to turn over and lose their money, I beg people not to be so naive to think that these banks are just going to do what's best for you and me. The banks are going to do what's best for them. I believe that is a fact. Yeah, they bit the hand that's feeding them, guys. It's true. And I'm not saying that they will issue these shares, okay? I really, listen, if you think that I'm wrong in this, I would like a decent explanation as to why, because you can read through the prospectus. It's in the description below. You can read through who they're allowing themselves to sell these shares to and at what price they're selling these shares to. It's on page 15. I mean, you can go read right there. You paid what? Man. Oh my gosh. Cutter-wise, guys, listen. When they give themselves, if you go read it, okay, guys, listen, I'm not the worst stock trader on the planet, nothing like that, okay? But if you give yourself permission, and you might think that they're never going to do that because they want to see a high share price. At the end of the day, and you might completely disagree with this, AMC does not care if AMC stock squeezes. The only thing they benefit from is issuing these new shares, right? And they also benefit from allowing their funds and their future funds in the banks to stay around. They don't want to see all these people lose money. Yeah, no, they can sell them after the squeeze. They could sell them after the squeeze, but why would they give themselves... All I'm saying here is they've given themselves permission to sell them to hedge funds to directly cover the squeeze. That is all that's being said here. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that this is going to be a guaranteed play. It's not a guaranteed play where Adam Aaron has your best interest in mind. Adam Aaron wants to see a squeeze. Adam Aaron wants to see what is best for AMC. And what's best for AMC is raising equity. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. Take a shower. Ken, I'm sorry if you're disappointed, guys, if you're disappointed in hearing what could potentially happen, you can read some good articles all day long. But you need to know that it's not going to be easy to trigger a short squeeze. You do need positive stuff, yes, but you also need to know what's real, true. James, I'm absolutely not trying to steal your Christmas. No, I'm just trying to let you know that the hedge funds aren't going to just hand you $3 trillion. Oh my gosh. What's up, Pete? My day was good. My day was good. I'm not the Grinch. I'm not trying to steal Christmas. No, guys, absolutely not. I'm not stealing any squeeze. I'm not doing anything like that. Guys, that's not the case. I'm not trying to scare anybody out of it. I just need you to know that when they post the good news and they hide the bad news, you need to know about the bad news that was hidden. 45 million, we can cover that. Listen, if we can cover it, perfect. That is what I want to see. James, good, man. Hey, listen, guys, I don't know. I don't like when people say that I'm the Grinch trying to steal Christmas and all that kind of stuff. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody knows both the good news and the bad news. Taylor boy, you agree? Good. Because, guys, here's the thing. If they sell it to the retail investors, perfect. Because those are the people that are going to be holding it. I know for a fact the weakest link in the squeeze is going to be the people that are acting rational, the people that are acting logical, and that's going to be AMC, that's going to be banks, that's going to be institutional shareholders, because they have to. No, Marissa, good. Keep those picked out, right? Absolutely, guys. That's what I want to see, because you know why? You know why I want to see that? Because that is going to be your motivation. That's going to be your motivation to hold and to get through this. And when they do something as crazy as this, you have to keep your eye on the prize. You have to keep your eye on the goal. You have to know why you're investing in AMC. And I don't know about you, but at the end of the day, I'm not investing in AMC because I am believing in the fundamentals of AMC. I'm investing in AMC because I believe in a short squeeze. And that is what I want to see happen. We do, Luca, we need to see this squeeze in 2021. Absolutely. Mississippi holding strong. Very nice, Mike. It does good to hear both sides too, right? Especially from somebody who's on the same side as you. And, you don't have to worry about me, like, trying to cover anything up with it or spinning it in some way that would be beneficial for you for no reason or for somebody else for that matter. Evie, that's what I'm trying to do, right? You guys, you need to know that I'm on your side, right? I'm on my side, which is your side. So I just need that everybody understands the whole story that's going on here, and we don't only see one side and get blindsided by something and completely caught off guard. Exactly. Big dog stocks. No ape versus ape. Nothing like that. We need to take the whole situation into play, address the whole situation, and move out together knowing what we're facing. Because, guys, if you don't know what you're facing, how can you face it, right? You need to know I don't know how you want to put it or what kind of example you want to use, but if you're facing an enemy and you don't know what he's got in store, you can't prepare. If you're facing an enemy and everybody is on the same page, everybody's together, everybody knows what to expect, then you should expect to win. I mean, that's the game plan. If everybody knows what's out there, and if we're all still on the same page, in spite of everything, that's where the power comes from. Absolutely, Joey, absolutely. We have to, good, big dog, we have to be prepared, man, and that's what we're trying to do here. Spencer, obviously, I'm live streaming right now on my phone, so I'm not able to check it during the live stream, but I absolutely will check it afterwards. 500 million off the table now, spread fun. That's not what's happening here. Am I buying more tomorrow? Listen, I have no problem continuing to buy shares. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? I'm trading. I'm looking at the lines between 1150 and 1450 right now is support and resistance. Those are going to be some significant lines, and that's what you need to use while you're trading. Is during technical trades is support and resistance, right? There you go, pawn, very good. Or you can read the prospectus in the description below. I wouldn't have come on here if I didn't have the link in the description or anything like that. True. And that's why I don't talk too much about the synthetic shares, is because nobody knows how many are out there, and it gets too deep. So if there's too much speculation that can take place on my part, on somebody else's part. So that's why I don't touch too much on those. I touch on the stuff that can be verified and what's out there. I don't even care about the poor employees the hedge funds are going to lose. And me personally, listen, guys, no, because if you dig yourself into a hole, you should be willing to get yourself out of that hole. Okay, so no. At the end of the day, hedge funds were the ones taking on the risk. They just took on too much risk, in my opinion. I don't want to say they don't know who they're messing with, because if you look at the apes out there, if you look at the Reddit posts, if you look at the comments in this channel right now, if you look at everybody in this movement, it's very empowering, right? To see the passion that surrounds this. And guys, at the end of the day, do they know who they mess with? I mean, these people are willing to hold and squeeze these hedge funds dry. So they took on risk, and now it's time for the risk to be paid for. The volume was over 1 billion. Yeah, that's huge volume, guys. 1 billion shares is huge volume. We will take the 3 million. I hope we do, Dondrell. I hope we do. Absolutely. Ebony, pay up. It's about time, right? If they can't handle the risk, they can't have the reward. Listen, Adam Aaron is a very smart guy. Yes, he's a very smart guy, but he's not speculatively trading, and he's not speculatively playing AMC. He's very focused. He does know what is best for AMC. He will do what is best for AMC. But speculation is not what's best for AMC. He's going to be playing that in he's a very good CEO. I would completely agree with that. He's a very smart man, knows what he's doing, but his interest is longevity of AMC, and he knows how to get there with raising equity for them. Hamo. Yes, we will get rich from AMC. We need to trigger the short squeeze, guys. We need to make sure that AMC stock squeezes. At this point, Sean, I would completely agree with that. At this point, I would agree with that. So keep AMC in business, but if you've got nobody to go to AMC theaters and watch your movies, you're falling on a double-edged sword there, right? I mean, it's a sticky situation that you're putting yourself in. All right, Mike, you have a good night. Guys, I'm going to get off here anyway. You're buying more. Good. I guess that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm not. Here's going to be my response to that, okay? And then 45 minutes in, I don't know what time it is, 10 o'clock now. It's getting late anyway. We're going to call it a day. I'm going to sign off with this one, okay? If you're afraid of the truth, don't consider that fear, uncertainty, or doubt, okay? Please always stay informed on what's happening. Don't let the truth scare you. Let the truth empower you, okay? Know what's going on. Trojan Horse, Jacob, with that real quick, we'll just cover it. Trojan Horse, all the headlines are out there telling you that 500 million is off the table. All good with that. And then buried down deep in the prospectuses, they tell you that they can sell all 43 million shares available to hedge funds at any price they want, at any time they want, to cover the short positions that are out there. Not all of them, because there's more than 43. But the fact that they tell you the 500 is off the table at this time, and then they try to hide it, the 43 million can be issued directly to hedge funds at any price. So guys, with that, please just move forward knowing that the truth and what's actually going on is a positive. Whether it's a little scary, whether it's a little hairy, whatever, you need to know what you're up against, what we're up against, and how we can best face that. AMC, and okay, let me address that really quick, and then I really am signing off. There's a difference between bankrupting the company and a low share price will never bankrupt the company, okay? The share price can go to zero, and it's not going to affect the day-to-day operations of the company. Once they go through their initial public offering, they no longer have any money to gain from those shares unless they issue new shares. So yes, the hedge funds were trying and are trying to drive the share price down to zero. But the only way that affects what's happening with AMC is if AMC, has executive compensation packages where they give their CEO and their upper level executives different stock options and things like that, or if they go to do a secondary offering to raise additional money and raise additional funds. That's how the share price affects the company as a whole. So the company, the day-to-day operations can cause bankruptcy, but a stock price cannot cause bankruptcy in a company. JD Korea, what's up, guys? It has been 50 minutes. I hope that I didn't do too much harm here, guys. I hope that everybody knows that we need to know what's going on. We need to know what we're up against, and we need to stay strong and stay together in the face of everything that's happening. So, yes, this could be off the table. Yes, they don't have to go out and issue these shares to anybody. This could all just be hype. This could all just be speculation, all of that. But it's in the prospectuses. It's giving them an out if they want an out. So just know that. Read them down in the description, all of that, and make sure to check that out too. Guys, if you're in here, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't leave. Listen, I got it. Everybody's told me I need to take a shower, and I really do. Like, I've been sweating all day. I've been reading all this stuff. These guys are making me nervous. I do need to shower, and I will shave tomorrow. Don't worry. But I need to, I do need to get off here and enjoy the evening a little bit and rest for the night. I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully we do another live during the close and all of that. Blackjack Dealer, you got it. Follow these guys. thumbs up, subscribe, let YouTube know what's going on here, that we're all having a good time, and we're in it to win it. Guys, if there's ever been a time to hold, that time is now. Okay, ciao. Ciao. See you guys tomorrow. Hopefully everybody comes back for the stream tomorrow as well. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Turn on those notifications because I want you to get notified when I go live. So until the next time, guys, I hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.